my lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Are you good? What's going on? I hope you're taking really good care of yourselves. I hope you're hydrating. I hope you're well aware of how incredibly important you are, because you are. You're just you just need hugs and love, and I wish I could give it all to you, all of you. But instead, I'll come here to Dandelion Stitches and remind you that you're awesome. So hey, I would say 99% over pneumonia. I still get kind of tired, but I can breathe, which is a definite plus. Just in time for the wildfires to send all kinds of bad air down towards us. But oh gosh, all those fires. A little smoke and bad air down here is nothing compared to what's going on up there. But anyway, Bast is doing just wonderfully. She and Dandelion are now best buddies, in that kind of sibling way where you poke at each other. And I don't know, my siblings were a lot older than me, so I don't really know how siblings behave towards each other, but I'm pretty sure that this is how. Dandelion will be being all quiet, just laying on the floor, and Bast will go up and just poke her. Just poke her. And then, of course, Dandelion's got to get up and chase her, which is what Bast wanted in the first place. And they race up and down the hallways. And yesterday, we had a complete family outing. We put Bast on a leash and took her outside. And she loved it. She hates the leash. Right now, all we have is a collar and a leash, which I know, no bueno. But there's a harness coming, and with a much longer leash, although she loves to get in all the places where the leash gets all, but she very much enjoyed the outdoors. She's such a good girl. She's just such a good kitty. So I'll put a little picture here. She's so pretty. So yeah, that's pretty much life here. After several weeks of pneumonia, my house, oh gosh, it's a mess. Okay, well, not my whole house, mostly just in here, but it can be unmessed, and that will happen. Today we're going to talk a little bit about color. I got a few things to share with you about using color. I am so bad at picking color. Pat, if you're watching, I bow down. Pat, one of our wishes, is so good at color. This is why I really love collections, because I know everything's going to go together. But I'm determined to at least try. So I got a few things that have helped a little bit, and at the very least, I've had fun with. So we will look at those things in a minute. I'm going to do just a teeny tiny little story time. I don't know if any of you guys are knitters. I'm thinking there probably are quite a few of you that are knitters also. And I don't know if you're familiar with Franklin Habit. Franklin is probably one of the singularly talented people I have ever come across. He's an illustrator, he knits, he crochets, he's amazing. He's just amazing. Plus he's like crazy intelligent. Like the things that he writes are just clever, and yeah, Franklin fan club here. Franklin used to live in Chicago, and now he's in Paris. And a more Parisian American I can't even imagine. And he shares on Instagram and Facebook. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel, but I could be wrong. Anyway, he was out on one of the lakes in Paris rowing a boat. And he was saying how you can row more than one way in a boat. And he was also doing his knitting. So I'm assuming he rowed the boat out to a specific spot and then sat and knit outside in the boat, taking in the beautifulness. And look him up. Seriously, Franklin is just tray cool. When I was a girl, we spent every single summer up in Wisconsin with my father's side of the family. I don't really know why it was my father's side, because my mother's family also had a lake they went to, so I don't know. Anyway, when I was raised on a boat, fishing boat, ski boat, pontoon boat. There was always a boat involved. And I really wanted to be able to row the boat. And, you have to be to be able to row the boat. So at 6, I was when I started begging, can I please row the boat? No. So at the point in time when I had the wingspan to be able to row, my mother would tie the boat to the dock on a big long rope and push the boat off, and you just go ahead and row. And I did. I rowed and I usually took a book and maybe a snack, and I got out a ways, and I did exactly what Franklin is doing. I enjoyed the water and a book, and then I would row a little bit more, and if I'd been out there for too long, my mother would come down and pull the rope and bring me back to the shore. It was the same thing with the motorboat. It was the same boat. And it had a 3-horse motor on it. Little Johnson 3-horse motor. And I could use the motor when I could learn to start it. When I was basically strong enough to start it. That took a little time. Even as little a motor as it was, a 8-year-old, but I did it, and then I could motor to wherever I wanted to be. And, when I think about it now, and my kids or grandkids, here's the boat, go. No, but it was an idyllic childhood in that way. And, I hope that Franklin is having the same idyllic moments in Paris. So let's go look at some fun color-ish stuff. I don't really know what it is about me and color. In the end, most things work out well. I think that there are rules, and I don't do very well with rules. But I'm telling you that these things helped me, but even more importantly, I had fun. I had fun playing with these. And find your joy, right? I mean, if I didn't completely embrace the color wheel stuff, I had fun with color. So that's my focus. So we were in the little yarn store in Grand Marais, and she had this box of goodness. Now, you know me and a box of cards of, it had me won over just that it's a box. But, it is so much more than a box. It is, I gotta get everything done here. Okay. It's a box of colors. And there's a video that you can watch to help you. And there's instructions in this on how to use what they're giving you. They're broken up into the colors of the color wheel. And each color has got 4 iterations of that color. They also have, on one side is the, shoot. I was going to write this down, and I did not. Okay. So one side is the pure intensity, which is the, there is no doubt, no dot. And then when you turn it over, this is the dot, and this is the color with gray added to it. Am I right? Yes, the tones have gray added. So, first of all, what this helped me as I was going through all of the colors is the pure intensity of the color. And it's not me. It's always going to be the one with the dot. I just couldn't. I went through all of them, and I like tried to divide them up. And so, for example, read, this is the good. I'm not explaining this very well, but this is like the intensive, the color with the most intensity, and then this is the with the gray added to it. So much better. I loved, this is the gray, this is the intense, gray, not gray, not gray, gray. So what I learned about myself, which I kind of already knew, but was that when backgrounds come around, I generally don't want white. I want a gray or a black or something that isn't white. I also do not go for the, I'm usually more of a, I want to almost say faded isn't the right word. I just don't love the really bright ones like this one. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, thank you. That one? Okay, I get it. It's mustard. Do you think mustard's had its day now? I kind of think so. So anyway, you get all these cards, and they explain, they show, what every card is. They explain how to use the deck. And then they give you some ideas of how to put together a palette using these, and also using them from where they are on the color wheel. And then this fun thing is, this is where I had the most fun. Take out all the base triangle cards. Can you separate them out into 3 complementary pairings? I did not do as well with that one, but it was still fun. And then it'll say, do this with the cards, and then pick your least favorite color in the deck. Do we have to ask? Yellow. And then find something that complements with it so that you can change how you feel about that color. Make a color palette with all pure intensities. Flip it over so it's all tones. What differences do you notice? Create a color that reminds you of your favorite song. Like, it's just cool. I had, in fact, we're contemplating, well, Tom is going to make me a library wall in our dining room, and I kind of want it to be green. And so I pulled all the greens out and found it isn't even the green we're going to use, but a color family. And so Tom went to Home Depot and brought home every color that was close to that color green. Awesome. Yeah. So next up, you guys, this book. I love this book. I just love this book. Why do I love? Okay. She writes like she's talking to you, which is so good. And it's just the way the book is put together. I just picked a few pages, like right now that she's talking about temperature. And over here it says, at its best, color is something we feel. And that is so me. That's absolutely, when I'm picking colors, it's absolutely how that color makes me feel. So good. So good. And she goes through like seasons, and then at the end or throughout the book there'll be like a challenge, like take what we talked about here and then do a thing. This one is choose one color family, purple or green, to work out in cloth. Make one cool block and one warm block of your chosen color family. Use the space on the right to color in some options, or photocopy a larger version of this block to use as a coloring page for all patchwork challenges. See, you just, so you've read through, you've absorbed sort of what she's talked about, and then you do something. I'm a learn by doer. I'm very visual, and I learn by doing. So, and then let's see, what's this one? This one I thought was really cool because there are 4 different blocks using 4 different color families or color groupings, and with the black in the center. And I love that. Yeah. So, and she says what is in each bunch. And this one was determining your style. How, like we all have a kind of like a, I'm a Anna Maria Perry, and with a little tilde thrown in there. Some people are like vintage or pre-war or whatever. And she talks about how you're going to be drawn to whatever your style is. And then this is all about auditioning fabrics. My sister came over on Friday, and she's making a quilt, and she sews like 90% from her stash. She's like organizationally meticulous. She blows my mind. And in this case, she was using the machine, but she will often just like sew it by hand. She's not only is she a fabulous sister, she is an incredible quilter. But anyway, we sat with fabrics that she had pulled, and what about this one and this one and that one and that one, and the importance of auditioning your fabric and moving things around, and she talks about that here. Super cool. And then there's a bunch of little tabs or little squares of colors that you can take apart, and then there's an envelope in the back where you can put them all. So if you're wanting to use this kind of colors, you can use look at this. This is me. I love this. Sometimes when you read a reference book that's kind of trying to help you understand a method or whatever, and you kind of skim to get to what you're looking for. I have not read the whole book yet, but I did not skim at all. I read every word of up to where I am. She's, yeah. She and I speak the same language. It's such a good book. It's Rachel Hauser, The Quilter's Field Guide to Color. And this was Amazon just threw it up there like, oh, if you like this book, you might like this book. Well, yes, thank you, Amazon. I love it. Okay, this was the book that I was looking for, that it gave me this other book. This is also a really beautiful, really amazing book, completely different from this one, but still really beautiful. She talks a lot about different prints and how they go together, and using nature, and you know, there is conversation or there is stuff about the color wheel, and because you know what, that's the basis of everything, and you just can't fight it. You got to make friends with it at least a little bit. But let's see, like using neutrals, if you're going to do a quilt that was like all neutrals or all low volume. Look at that. That's gorgeous. That's now this is more me, but yeah, just look, awesome, awesome. And then she goes to nature and looking at nature and pulling the color out of nature, and how nature puts its color palette together in such a like natural way. You know, you can sit and look at a garden and it'll be, you know, 5 different plants, and most of them will go beautifully together. It's just, you know, she talks about using the resources of your garden or a park or, you know, whatever to build on making a quilt, or using the colors in it, or just, it's super cool. Just super cool, both of them. This one, love. This definitely will put to use. Like it. Well, I like it almost up to love. Like we're love. Mostly I like, but it's good and it's fun. So there it is. My voyage into color this time around. And this time I think I'm gonna make it. I think these are gonna really make a difference for me. Should the chance happen that I get back into the sewing room and actually make something. I don't really want it to be a pity party, but I tremor enough now that getting a good distinct 1/4 inch seam is not, well, basically it's impossible. But you know what it turns out to be, it turns out to be. And if it's pretty, if I'm creating, which is, I need to create. So there it is. See at the other camera. So it's been awesome sitting here talking to you about color and my inability to, what's the right word? Understand? I don't know. Just color's hard for me. Yeah. So I think I found a few things that are helpful and that I can recommend. I'm a bookaholic. I mean, it's bad. But I do go back and find them and use. So I don't feel like a book is ever a bad purchase. It's just always good. I tell myself, because my husband has to build me a library in my dining room because there are so many books. But I you know, it's like fabric or whatever. I love a book. So please be well. Please be safe. And I'll see you when I see you. Love you. Bye.